now it's time for today's best pick. For today's best pick, I have this picture of people having fun at what seems to be the edge of the world. This is what I picture the Earth would be like if flat earthers were right. I can't say that. Flat earthers being right. That's funny. Either way, this picture does show a huge and infinite waterfall drop at the end of the world. While the flat earth waterfall drop is not a proven fact, this picture is of a real place, and today I'll introduce you to it as one of the most dangerous places on Earth.
Oh my god! Wow!
Number 2. Devil's Pool at Victoria Falls, Zambia. Victoria Falls are already some of the largest waterfalls on Earth. They're majestically huge from afar, and this is a place you can enjoy with your eyes. But you probably wouldn't think this is a place where you can swim and relax. But actually, there is a natural swimming pool right on the edge of the falls, and it's called Devil's Pool. It seems like people who get here have a blast, looking at their beautiful surroundings while probably wondering what would happen if something goes wrong and they're dragged down one of the falls. What a great vacation. This is an experience for real daredevils. However, there are some ways to experience this dangerous spot while taking some safety measures. All it takes is hiring the help of a local and visiting between mid-August and mid-January, which is when the pool is officially open for public since it's considered safer during that time. Would you dare to swim in these waters? If you do, make sure you take a picture at least. There aren't many places on Earth where you can put your life at risk like this.
Please, no! 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 No!
Save the best for last, but first, I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete. If you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it, it really works.
Number 1. Bermuda Triangle. Imagine going on a journey and knowing that you might never be able to come back from it. In fact, no one on Earth will be able to find you at all after embarking on such a journey. Last on my list, I have a place where a lot of people have gone missing. A place that you've probably heard about before, and due to all the unexplainable phenomenons that happen there, I can easily call it the most dangerous place on Earth. I am of course talking about the Bermuda Triangle, a geographical area between Miami, Puerto Rico, and the island of Bermuda. If you draw lines to connect these places, you'll get a triangle, which is where the name comes from. The Bermuda Triangle is not an island or a city or a specific spot. It's just a section on the map that has been the scenario for the disappearance of more than 50 ships and 20 airplanes. These mysterious events date back to as early as the 19th century, when some ships were discovered without a trace of any of its passengers. The ships that go missing didn't even report any signs of distress. While some people like to speculate and credit the phenomenon to supernatural causes, others believe that the environment and the triangle's position are to blame. This part of the Atlantic is known to have waves so big that they could crash and damage a ship without leaving any evidence of its existence. Also, the Bermuda Triangle is often hit by storms from multiple directions, which would make it difficult for anyone to survive. Whether it is caused by nature or by supernatural forces, one thing is for sure. I ain't gonna take a trip to this place. Would you? I wouldn't. And there you have it, 10 of the most dangerous places on Earth.
Just do it!
Would you dare to go to any of these places? Who would you take with you on such a journey? Let us know in the comment section down below. I hope you all have a good day, and I will see you all next time. Later, everybody.
If you venture about 90 miles off the coast of Sao Paulo, Brazil, you will likely come across a small chunk of uninhabited land called Ilha de Queimada Grande. This island is, in fact, one of the deadliest islands in the world, also known as Snake Island. It is home to one of the most dangerous and poisonous snakes on the planet, the Golden Lancehead Viper. Local legends say that there are as much as 5 snakes per square meter, but in reality, there are about 2,000 of them on this 430,000 square meter island. Still, walking through it is more dangerous than a minefield. It is said that the stark and potent venom of the viper slowly paralyzes and liquefies the insides of the prey. But it has yet to be proven, as no one bitten has ever lived long enough to be admitted to a hospital. The sole inhabitant of this island was a lighthouse keeper who ran out of food and disappeared while trying to gather some bananas. According to legend, the members of his search party mysteriously vanished one by one, lost in the wilderness. Civilians are banned from the island, monitored by the Brazilian Navy, and the rules are bent very rarely for the sake of scientific research. Situated in the Huyan city, Mount Hua is known for its beautiful views and vistas, but also dangerous and deadly paths. Considered a holy place, Mount Hua is one of China's Great Five Mountains. Monks and pilgrims made paths and staircases as ways to climb the mountains in order to reach the 5 peaks. However, the climb is not for the faint-hearted. The mountain is considered the most dangerous climb in the world. With time, the paths have been reinforced because of the incline in tourists venturing out and seeking adrenaline-inducing adventures. But this mountain still remains one of the most difficult sites to conquer on Earth. The plank trail consists of wooden platforms, a bit over 2 feet wide, bolted onto the mountainside, and the only thing to secure oneself to it is an iron chain, which hovers freely in the air. And when the planks disappear, the only way to continue is by crossing steps on small divots carved into the mountain. Unfortunately, there are no exact statistics as to how many people die while on this path, but with local rumors naming about 100 deaths per year, the hike on Hua Shan surely lives up to its name, the deadliest hike in the world. The Danakil Depression lies at the heart of Ethiopia's ancient salt trade, where Ethiopians have been making the long 2-day trek to collect the salt for centuries, collecting it from the golden earth and bringing them back on camels, one of the hottest and harshest environments in the world. The sun and salt create amazing sun-blazed scenery, making the desert seem as if it were created out of white gold. The swirling sulfur and mineral salt formations create otherworldly scenery, creating an outlandish setting. One of the lowest places on the planet, the Danakil Desert rarely sees rain and is one of the hottest spots on Earth, where rivers dry up and turn into lakes of salt. With magma crater lakes on its edges, products of active volcanoes, the desert proves to be an extreme challenge to human beings trying to cross it. The Mayak Complex was an area in Russia which served as secret headquarters for nuclear research and development. Most of the workers in the underground facilities were prisoners who agreed to work in such conditions in exchange for a lesser sentence. They were accompanied by leading Soviet nuclear scientists. Still, none of them survived to see freedom, as no one could survive such high-level radiation for more than 5 years. The Mayak experiment was the source of many nuclear disasters. The research proved lethal for the residents of the 24 villages along the banks of the river, as the radioactive waste had been dumped into the river, which was the source of drinking water for the villagers for 6 entire years. In 1957, a radioactive waste containment sector failed and exploded, the toxins affecting over 250,000 people in the area. The people were evacuated only 10 days later, after being already exposed. By 1959, every tree within a 12-mile radius was dead. All of this was covered up by the government, leaving the people clueless to the lethal dangers they were living beside. Based on the number of violent crimes per 1,000 residents, and taking into account how many of those have needed the involvement of the FBI, Camden has taken the title of the most dangerous city in the USA. Camden is situated in the state of New Jersey, on the east coast of the Delaware River. In the past year, Camden has seen 1,895 violent crimes, taking into account murder, rape, robbery, and aggravated assault. This might not sound like a great amount of crimes when compared to some other big cities. For example, Camden's neighbor across the river, Philadelphia, has seen 17,088 violent crimes last year. However, the key element that needs to be taken into consideration is the population of the city, which consequently leads to the average number of violent crimes per 1,000, which in Camden soars over the national average of 3.8 violent crimes per 1,000 people, with 25.66, more than 6 times the national average. This all leads to the conclusion that the chances of you becoming a victim of a violent crime is 1 in 39.